Hi, my name's Darren from UK Pro Tile Training. Over the last 16 years, we've taught thousands of people how to tile. Tiles are getting bigger and bigger, and it's getting more and more difficult to handle them. And a lot of bigger tiles or larger tiles, and some of them go up to 2.4 meters and even larger, they're really hard to get a hold of. And even the smaller, large-ish tiles, like this particular one, which is a 600 by 600 tile, the technique of applying them, you would put the adhesive on the wall, and you would also have to back skim the reverse side of the tile. So that would be back buttering it with like sort of a full bed of adhesive on here, and then you'd have to try and hold that tile like that and then place it into the wall, but your fingers are inside of all the adhesive. So there's different tools on the market now, which is lifting devices. So I have three popular ones at the moment here. So I'm just going to demonstrate each one. The first one is the Raimondi Medusa. It's a manual lifting device. Works on a bit of a suction vacuum, and that's about £30 at the moment. The next one is the Rubi SC200, which is a pump action lifter. And then right up to the Grabo, which is an electronic sort of version of this lifter. I'm always an advocate of the more you pay, the better you get in tools, and these three devices are exactly that. As we go up the demonstrations, you'll see what the limitations are for each particular one, and you'll work out which one is best for you. So we're going to get straight into the demonstrations and the explanations on each of the separate ones. So we'll start with the Raimondi Medusa. So we're going to have a look at the Raimondi Medusa now. About 25 to 30 pounds, sort of current retail prices. This particular one lifts about 25 kilograms. So just give you an idea of how heavy 25 kilograms is. This is a 600 by 600 porcelain, about 8 mil thick. So this tile here will weigh about 8 kilograms. So that you can work out how much of a size tile that will lift from that ratio there. So how it works is you have this pull down handle. So when you pull that down here, there's a rubber suction cup on the bottom. So as you pull it down, it draws the air out of it, clamps onto the tile. So all you do there is put it in the middle of the tile, press it down, and then that creates the vacuum. Then we can lift that tile up quite comfortably. Again, this is probably about 3 times the weight that this tile is. So again, you can place that straight into your wall, move it, or place it from wherever you've got it onto a floor, bed it in, and then all you seem to do is lift that handle up. That reduces the suction, and it comes off. Very simple to use. This has limitations on smooth surfaces. So any smooth surface that you're picking up, it will simply grab a hold of straight away. However, a lot of tiles are textured and ribboned. So if I have a look at the back of this tile, you'll see the back of this tile has got its keyed work of where it's been molded and fired. So if I try and grab the back of this, as if this was a textured tile, you can see that when I press it on there, it just doesn't grab anything that has literally got a texture on it. So again, it is not that good with that kind of tile. So again, its limitations are just a smooth face tile. So that is the Raimondi Medusa. Let's have a look at the next one, which is the Rubi, middle of the road, the SC200. So now we're looking at the Rubi SC200. Middle of the road price, it's about £80 for this. This one is on like a sort of the same as the Raimondi with a larger suction plate, but this is a pump action. So if you can see this, you would pump that down and then that would draw the vacuum onto the tile. So again, how this one works, we'll place that on there. This one has got 110 kilograms of lifting power. So again, with an 8 kilogram tile, you've got way more than what's required. So all we're going to do now is put that on there, and we're just going to press this in here. And every time you press it, it gets stiffer and stiffer. And that is at its maximum, where the pressure has gone right in and it doesn't come back out. So now I know that that vacuum is literally on there. So now I know I can pick that tile up, knowing that is inside there, and place that onto the wall, onto the floor. So pretty much exactly the same as the Raimondi one, just a bit more heavier duty lifting capabilities. There is a trigger on this side. So to release that vacuum, if I press this trigger, you'll see that this comes out, and that's the air getting reduced out here. There is a red line on there. So if for some reason that it's losing pressure and you've got your tile up and that starts coming out and you get to that red point, you know that's where you need to either put the tile down or press that in again and pump the suction back up. So that is sort of like a safety feature of how much it can come out by. So again, very quickly again, just pump that up to there until it won't go any further. Pick that tile up, place it on the wall, press that, air comes out, pretty straightforward. We'll try it on the back of the tile. So again, suction plate, see if it grabs this one. So we'll press down, we'll pump this again. You can see I'm pumping this quite a bit and nothing's happening, which means that there's no seal around that. The air's just like sort of escaping. So again, this one here is limited to smooth tiles, no good on textured tiles. So again, that is middle of the road SC200 from Rubi. We'll have a look at the Grabo, which is getting towards the top end of the range. So now I have the last one, which is the Grabble Plus. It's about 200 pounds, this one, electronic device. It's got 170 kilograms of lifting power. So obviously, the more you pay, the better you get. Like I said in the first place, this is the ultimate in strength. It being an electronic device, in its case, it comes with spare sort of ring pads, extra batteries, and a charging kit. So how does this one work? Right, on this one here, there's a little bit more to it. The first thing you'll notice is it has a pressure gauge on here. So it actually shows you how much like sort of vacuum is in the device. What we have here is an on-off switch. So when the green light comes on, we'll have a green button here and a red button. The green button simply switches it on and off. The red button is to release the vacuum. So it's a bit like a hovercraft, where a hovercraft would press down the air. This one is the reverse of a hovercraft. This one would suck out the air. So once we put this on the tile, this foam bed here would create the seal. And all we're going to do here is press this green button, and you should be able to see this gets pulled down into the tile. So if you just watch this. So that's gone right the way down now. And I can see from this pressure gauge here, switch this off. This pressure gauge here has gone right up to maximum. So I can see now that this is fully secure, this tile. So even without the vacuum constantly getting sucked out, that pressure is still there. So I can pick that up now, knowing that as long as I keep an eye on that, that is still not moving at all. So I can place that any way I like. It's got the maximum strength. So I don't suggest that you switch it off, keep the vacuum going with the button switched on all the time. It just gives you a bit more confidence that if your battery ever ran out as you are lifting the tile up, it just means that if it stops, the tile's automatically not going to fall off. That pressure is still on there, and it's still at the same pressure as what I had before, even though it's been off for a while now. So don't be worried about this dropping the tile. To release it, we'll press the red button, and what that will do, that will just let the air out, and you'll see this just rise. And then that just comes off as it releases from the pad. So great on a smooth tile. Let's try it on the reverse. Now this one here is quite clever, where it's got like a soft foam, where the others were like a sort of more of a hard rubber. So again, if I put this on there and I press down again, this soft foam rubber here is grabbing the texture of this tile. So again, that's gone up to maximum pressure. I can lift that up, place that under there, on the floor, back down, you can switch it off. So the pressure is still on maximum, even though that's a textured back surface. So again, it takes over from the other two. To release that, again, all we're going to do, press that. Comes off. Really powerful. So if you had a really large tile, like this table, and this table it's got to have some weight in it. So again, if I put that on there, comes down, should be to pick this whole table up and place that whole table. So even though I've accidentally caught that button, which has switched it off, you can see that whole table there is still in its grips. So push that back down. So I didn't mean to switch that off, I just accidentally caught it. So again, the beauty about this one is it doesn't lose its vacuum, it still stays on there. Need a rest after lifting that up. So again, release the suction cup on that, takes it off. In an ideal world, you'd have two of these really if it's large tiles. If you're dealing with tiles the size of this, you would maybe have one there and then one there, and it's a lot easier to pick it up with two rather than have one. Or if you had an apprentice or somebody that could help you out, one guy would be on here, the next guy would be lifting there, and the two of these would lift it up together and place it wherever you need to. So hopefully this has been of some interest. Again, when it comes to your living and tools, always try and buy the best you can afford. Not everybody's got loads of money, but don't skimp out with cheap tools. You tend to buy better ones in the long run, so just get the better ones from the start. So hopefully that's been of some interest. I get loads of questions from experienced tilers, which one shall I get? So hopefully this will give you a bit of an idea. So thanks for listening. My name's Darren from UK Pro Tile and Training.